Maybe are new to the sessions. I'm Caws. I teach breathwork, Qigong, and also a running coach. And I do a lot of work with retreats around the UK and also Europe as well. And this week is UK Mental Awareness Week, Mental Health Awareness Week. And what I thought would be really good to do is each day do a session, a 20-minute session, a Qigong session. There's plenty of research out there that shows that Qigong helps to reduce anxiety, helps to reduce any of the signs and symptoms of depression. And what is also great is movement, it's breathing. But the other thing that I think is really important is that it's about community, it's about connection, and it's about social interaction. And I think one of the biggest takeaways I've learned, and I know the group that I've been working with have learned over the lockdown, is how important our Zoom sessions were. So even though we were doing these sessions over Zoom, we've really created a sense of community. And it's been great that I'm eventually meeting all of you, or some of you in person as well. So that's fantastic. So we'll do 20 minutes each morning. We'll work through a flow which is called 5-element flow. Now, don't worry about having to do it right or anything like that. I think the whole thing about Qigong is that it's simple movements. So just follow the movements, and we'll repeat the movements, and we'll repeat the same movements every day for 5 days, because the idea is that you just begin to feel almost like effortless in the way that we are moving. Qigong is very different, I think, from a lot of other exercise programs in the way that it's quite simple, but it's also very, very effective. And what I want you to think of is that you're not actually doing a movement or trying to do a movement in a particular way, but that the breath is almost guiding the movement. You'll get what I mean as we work through this. And I know a lot of you have practiced Qigong before as well. So let's crack on so don't keep chatting to you all of the time. Find a comfortable space. So making sure that you've got some space around you where you can move, that you're not knocking anything over, and just come to a standing position where you've got your feet about shoulder width apart, and just find the ground, feel the ground underneath your feet, and just stand and balance for a moment. And what we'll do to start off with is we'll do some like warm-up exercises just to activate the body, just to get the blood flowing and the lymphatic drainage going on. So I want you to think of like how you see an animal stretching. So if you watch a cat stretch, they don't do, right, I'm really going to just pull the muscles and pull my leg or do any of these like overstretching. It's almost like they just do what is called pandiculation. So I just want you to do like a really nice good morning stretch, breathing in, just nice and easy through the nose, and then breathing out. And then just shaking the arms out a little bit. And shaking the legs out a little bit. And then let's do that again. So whatever you feel you need, you might feel you want to rotate a little bit or reach up a little bit, or maybe just bend down a little bit side to side, whatever you feel you need. It's like a morning stretch, like breathe in and it's a really nice day. So just breathe out and just let go, and then give yourself a little bit of a shake. And then we're just going to put a little bit more focus into that stretch, a little bit more structure into that stretch. And what I'm going to I'll show you from the side. Keep watching from the front. Bend the knees a little bit more. So you just go into a little bit of bend in the knee. And then as you breathe in and as you do that opening stretch, you just open up the chest and you look up to the sky. And at the same time, you're just tilting your pelvis. If you imagine your pelvis as a bowl, you're just spilling out the front of the bowl. If you had water in the bowl here, you're just slightly creating a little ducktail, and you're breathing in. And then as you breathe out, you tuck your pelvis underneath, and you just bring your elbows together and tuck your chin. So we're just getting some movement through the spine, breathing in and then breathing out. And then just keep going at your own comfortable pace. And the breath is light. So I'm not doing big breaths, or you can't hear me breathing. And it's a comfortable, pleasurable stretch. It's not forcing, it's not straining. It's just like that morning stretch. Breathing, it's really nice. Getting some movement in the spine. And this is called spinal cord breathing. So I think it's a nice visualization of you using your spine and that spinal cord to breathe. Breath in, breath out. Let's do a couple more of these. Nice. And then just take a stand, give your legs a little bit of a shake. Another really good warm-up exercise is to actually shake. Now, if you think about it, if you watch animals in the wild, when they go into fight or flight, so they'll have a fight, they'll have a confrontation, and the first thing they do after that to actually chill out is just shake everything out. And it's the same with athletes. If you watch Usain Bolt, he'll be at the start line and he's not doing all of these odd stretches and everything. He's just shaking out, he's just chilling out. And that actually helps to release tension, tightness. It's almost like a clearing effect within the body. So let's start off with just tapping the heels into the ground if you're comfortable with that. If that's too much, just that little bit of bend in the knees and just start with the legs, using the legs as a pump. And really let the shoulders go. I'm just going to tap the heels in, and you actually want to start to feel that vibration through the body. And you'll notice, where am I holding tension? Am I holding tension in my shoulders, in my jaw? Just let everything go. And this is where we can use a cleansing and clearing breath. So where you need to take like that big full breath in through the nose, and just let go. Full breath in through the nose, and just sigh it out. Just clear out any tightness and tension in the body. You can bring the wrists into the shake as well. Get shaking the wrists. Breath in, and then slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. And then bringing your feet about hip width. Just stand and balance. Open up the shoulders. And just let yourself feel all of those tingling sensations where you've got the blood flowing, got the energy flowing through the body. Just giving yourself a moment. Nice. So now we've activated the body. We've actually physically used our body to move the energy around, get everything going. The idea of the flow movement is that now we've activated the energy, that energy is moving us. So that's the idea, that we're not actually doing a physical movement as such, is that our breath and our energy is moving our body. Now that might feel a little bit odd to start off with, because you're going to go, well, I am moving my body. So I don't want you to feel as if you're having to not do anything, but we want to get into that state of effortless flow with the movement. So the key word there being flow. So let's start off. The 5-element theory in Qigong is sort of like the foundation of Chinese medicine. And they looked at these elements within nature, within the universe of metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. So we're going to create a movement for each of those elements with an intention behind that movement. The first element is metal, and the intention is bringing energy into the body. So bringing energy into the body, the first place where we bring energy into the body is through the breath. So we're really going to pay attention to the breath. First of all, I'm going to show you the movement. So you bring your hands facing upwards here, and then you bring your hands up towards the chest, and then you lift your hands above the head, and then you come back down the center line. And just repeat that movement. Just get the movement going first. What is also really good about Qigong is you have titles for the movements, which are very much a visualization. So this is called Buddha holds up the earth. So you just imagine that you're lifting quite a heavy object up above your head. So you're holding up the earth, and then you're bringing it back down. So you've got the earth in your hands here, holding up the earth, lifting up the earth. Nice. And once you've got that movement going, let's coordinate the breath with the movement. So breathing in, and breathing out. Now the breath is light, it's soft, it's in and out through the nose. I think one of the mistakes we often make when we start to focus on the breath is we start to breathe too much, or we start to try and do breathing in a particular way. But just let the breath be natural. Breath in, soft and light. And breath out. Breath in. And breath out. And once you get into the rhythm, once you get into the flow, you go at your own comfortable pace. You don't have to follow me or anyone else. Really focusing on energizing the body, bringing energy in. I was listening to a meditation the other night, and they used the word receive. I thought that was a really nice word to use. Receive the breath rather than pulling the breath in. So you're not having to do much, you're just receiving the breath. The breath is just flowing, energy is just flowing into the body. Let's do 2 more. And then take a rest there. And just stand for a moment. The next movement is called the fountain, and this is focusing on flow of water. It's the water element and relaxation. Now, obviously, flow and that water element runs through the whole of the Qigong flow practices, but paying particular attention with this movement in terms of flow. Show you the movement. Feet shoulder width apart, a little bit of bend in the knees, back of the hands face each other here. And then you get the arms coming up the center line. And it's a bit like a fountain. So water comes out the top. It's almost like you're just spraying water out the top. It's a little bit of weight shift towards the heels. Balance. Coming up the center line, shoulders relaxed. Elbows relaxed. Get the movement going first. And then once you've got that flow of movement, bring the breath with it. So you're breathing in and out. And one of my mentors, Larry Camerata, would always say smiling is optional. And I think that's a really nice thing, because again, if you're tensing the face, you can have that inner smile on the face. Relax the face muscles. Relax the jaw. Lips just lightly together. Breath in and then breath out as the arms come down. Breathing in as the spine extends. Do one more fountain. Take a rest there. So we'll do one more movement for today, because time goes really, really quickly when you only do 20 minutes. We'll do the wood element, and then tomorrow we'll do the final two, the fire and the earth element, and then put them all together. But going through the wood element, it's called tree sways in the wind. So the palms face upwards, and then we rotate to one side. Hands come up the side, so you get like the fingers coming up the side, the body. Connecting to the crown of the head, you rotate to the center, and then it's like a tree shedding its leaves. And then at the bottom again, rotate. And the wood element is focusing on strength and flexibility. So it's that combination of those two elements, the strength and flexibility in the body, in the mind. You don't want to be too strong or too flexible. It's combining the strength and flexibility to be used at just the right time, at just the right amounts. So it's very much as a tree has that strength, but also when it sways in the wind, it has that flexibility as well. And that's what creates the resilience. If we're going with the breath, we've got breath in, should come up. A little bit of a lull in the breath there, then breath out. Breath in. And breath out. Let's do one more each side. And then just bringing your hands together, just resting over your lower abdomen, bringing the feet together. And just taking a moment to balance. Closing your eyes if you feel comfortable with that, and just letting the body rock and sway. This is a nice standing posture that's really good to use really at the end of any practice, called bamboo in the wind. Highlighting again that strength and flexibility. And it's about allowing the body to find its natural balance rather than you trying to stand or balance in any particular way. And then taking a full breath in through the nose, stepping out. Again, taking a little stretch if you need a little bit of a stretch. 20 minutes always goes so quickly. So we went through 3 of those elements today. Tomorrow we'll do the final 2, and then we'll put the whole combination together, and we'll work on that for the rest of the week, because it's just that repetitive movements where you really get into the flow of the practice. So I thank you for joining me. Thank you if you were new to the sessions. It was good to see you, and I will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock, same time, 8 o'clock. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.